What have I told you? That no matter what happens in these NBA playoffs, we are witnessing history. Not Warriors history, not Celtics Lakers history. I'm talking brand new banners, confetti no one's ever tasted before. We're down to 4 teams, 4 legacy-changing franchises, and none of them have won a championship in the last 50 years. 3 of them have never even won a single ring. This is either going to be magical or absolute madness. Let's break down what a ring would mean for each of these cursed, chaotic, and kind of lovable franchises. Starting with the New York Knicks. The Knicks are back in the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since Bill Clinton was in office. That's not even a joke. 2000 was the last time. And they haven't won a ring since 1973. 1973! That was back when players were still wearing Chuck Taylors and insurance agents were power forwards. This isn't just about ending a drought. It's about healing the entire trauma arc of a city. The Knicks are the only team left with any championship banners, but those banners are older than most NBA players' dads. A ring in 2025 would turn Jalen Brunson into a Broadway legend. He might get a street named after him by halftime. If New York wins, NYC would literally riot in the most joyful way possible. Spike Lee would probably film his own documentary while crying on the court. Knicks Twitter would become the most unbearable and hilarious place on the internet, and Stephen A. Smith would ascend to another spiritual plane. If the Knicks win, it's not just a championship, it's a cultural reset, a healing of the basketball universe. The Knicks would go from punchline to platinum tier again. And then we have the Indiana Pacers. You want to talk about loyalty? You want to talk about hoop culture? The Indiana Pacers are the textbook definition of so close but never there. They've made the finals once. They've had stars, Reggie, PG-13, Lance Stevenson blowing in LeBron's ear like it's a saxophone. But still, 0 rings. Indiana is the so-called basketball capital of America, and their NBA team has nothing in the trophy case. This run changes everything. Halliburton becomes a superstar. Carlisle redeems a coaching arc that's gone underappreciated since Dallas 2011, and they'd finally make the leap from respected to remembered. If they win, somebody will definitely jump into a cornfield holding the Larry O'Brien. The Pacers would finally stop being the NBA's nice guys who push the Heat to 7 and go home. And Halliburton becomes the first player to average 20 assists and 30 TikToks per finals game. If Indiana wins, it's validation for every mid-market team that built patiently, and a warning that the Midwest is not to be slept on. And then we got the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Minnesota Timberwolves were once a walking punchline. Worst record in the 2010s. Traded Kevin Garnett and watched him win in Boston. Made the playoffs once in 18 years before this current run. But now, Anthony Edwards might just carry the whole franchise into Valhalla. A finals win makes Ant Edwards the face of the league, no debate. Rudy Gobert silences every hater who's ever questioned his toughness. The Wolves would go from being the other cold weather team to legit champions. Flip Saunders' legacy gets honored in the best way possible. I can see it now. Ant drops 40 in Game 7 and starts rapping mid-interview. KG shows up shirtless, screaming into the mic, "Anything's possible!" Wolves fans who've been down astronomically for decades throw a snowball parade in May. A Timberwolves title wouldn't just be a win. It would be a full-blown redemption arc. From rock bottom to Rocky Balboa. And last but not least, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder. You remember when they said the Thunder would be tanking until 2035? When KD left, when Westbrook got traded, when Harden became a Brooklyn Net for 48 hours? Well, guess what? They built a squad. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander might be the smoothest bucket getter alive. If they win, they finally hang a banner that doesn't have the word division in it. SGA becomes a Hall of Fame lock. Chet goes from skinny question mark to unicorn of destiny. Sam Presti officially becomes the GOAT of rebuilding. I can see it now. Oklahoma City throws the most polite, wholesome, yet unhinged parade ever. Presti uses the ring as leverage to trade up for the 2029 number 1 pick somehow. SGA gets a shoe deal, a Grammy, and a Vogue cover in the same week. And Durant fans have an existential crisis wondering if it's all worth it. A Thunder ring proves that patience, development, and 97 future picks are the new wave. The NBA would never look the same again. Now, one thing is certain. No matter who wins this year, the NBA will crown a new kind of champion. No super teams, no dynasties, just young stars, passionate fan bases, and decades of pain ready to be turned into pure basketball ecstasy. And when it's all said and done, we'll have 7 different champions in 7 years. That's not just history, that's a reset. We are watching the league transform in real time. Let me know in the comments, who are you rooting for, which team needs it the most, and what would your city do if it finally brought home a chip? Hit that like button like it's an Ant Edwards dunk, subscribe for more NBA chaos, and remember, every dynasty starts with one ring. Who's next?